Hello, you join us as 9 nervous artists prepare to paint 3 famous faces, one of whom is an Olympic champion.
But which of our artists will end up on the podium? It's all to play for in a brand new episode of Portrait Artist of the Year.
Last week, the 5th artist to gain a place in the semi-final was Binnie Matthews, with her compelling portrait of author and former Director General of MI5, Dame Stella Remington.
I feel shocked, but I'm really looking forward to coming back.
Today, we're joined by 9 more gifted artists.
I thought I was happy when I started, but I just can't distinguish anything now.
The prize on the line is a £10,000 commission to paint actor and broadcaster Sir Lenny Henry for the National Portrait Gallery. But first, they must impress our judges. Independent curator Kathleen Soriano, art historian Kate Bryan, and award-winning artist Tai-Shan Schierenberg.
Is painting serious business?
Yes, it's the truth.
So who will hold their nerve to claim the next place in the semi-final of Portrait Artist of the Year?
Is there a element of high risk in this manoeuvre?
Yeah, always a bit of danger, but you've got to be brave.
Danger is your middle
Yeah,
name?
well, it's my call, but yeah.
OK.
Almost.
The artists competing today are Lanceford Brown, a civil servant from South London; Marcia Patterson, a full-time carer in Bedford; Anastasia Rosser, an art lecturer living in North London; and Owen Lennox, a retired art teacher who lives in Essex.
It's pointless trying something new in this environment because you can fall flat on your face, and I don't want to be doing that.
Also hoping to impress are 5 full-time artists. Leanne Pierce, who lives and works in Newcastle; Patrick Morales-Lee, who works from a studio in Whitstable; Ruby Scott Geddes, who's based in Edinburgh; Natalie Williamson from Huddersfield; and Rosie O'Mahony from Omagh in Northern Ireland.
I don't think I'm competitive. But maybe ask me the same question 5 minutes before the end.
As the artists prepare for the challenge ahead, the judges inspect today's submissions.
The wall portraits by our competitors today of themselves, but also a lot of objects.
I love the way that you understand the colours to build the metallic sheen of the wrench, and then also the kind of metallic nature of the skin. I mean, there's a fantastic equivalence he's managed to achieve.
Now, here we have a lot of objects.
I think it's got a great narrative, and it feels like something from a couple of centuries ago where the protagonist is checking themselves out in the mirror at night and there's a glow from a gas lamp. Yeah, it's inventive. It's a well-constructed painting, yeah.
More challenges here. What an interesting background.
Oh, do you know what? That's so interesting, because the background I sort of almost have thrown away, because what I'm completely taken by is the way he's holding himself. I think it's just beautiful.
A small and challenging piece here because there is a furry presence.
I mean, it's such a great little painting, it just makes me laugh. But it's not a comical painting because it's so beautifully painted. I mean, it's surreal, but kind of exquisitely surreal.
Well, here we have someone struggling to get onto a canvas.
The level of scrutiny is so intense, isn't it? And you really understand the depth of this sitter.
I think it's fantastically fast, and then I got close and I look at the way that the face has been conjured, and it's actually really delicate. It's like a little explosion on the paper, and then it's gone.
I think it's an incredibly romantic portrait, and I love the way the light falls across the face. The whole thing is beautifully dappled.
Now, here we have a very agonised expression.
It feels saintly in the agony sense.
But it could just be saying, this hat doesn't suit me.
I think it's a very clever piece of art making, and it uses juxtapositions very well.
This is very confusing to read, but once you do, it's very clever.
I think it makes quite an interesting commentary on the way that we see ourselves and photograph ourselves and how we're getting used to this new reality where there's like a second version of us digitally existing as an avatar.
Well, there we are. Another wall, multitudes of skills, and they're all on display today. With nerves settled and paintbrushes at the ready, it's time for our artists to meet their sitters.
Artists, look alert. Your sitter is an actor, 4-time Emmy-nominated and fondly known for keeping order downstairs at Downton Abbey. Please welcome Jim Carter. Jim.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello. Have a seat.
Thank you, thank you.
You're home for the day and your magnificent bat. Now, I know your wife, Imelda Staunton, she's sat before for this programme.
Yes.
Has she given you any tips?
Don't fall asleep.
Right.
Which, I'm sorry, I'm bound to nod off. I mean, I don't want to wake up and find 3 portraits to like that, so do come and prod me with your brushes.
Lovely.
Artists, your sitter is not only an award-winning poet, he's also a novelist, a playwright, a musician, an actor, and an activist. Please welcome the amazingly talented Benjamin Zephaniah.
Hi.
Nice to see you. Come and sit down. Now, Benjamin, you are many things. Which takes priority in your life?
Sitting comfortably.
Tell me, what is the jacket beside you?
This is my Tai Chi suit that I wear when I'm practicing Tai Chi.
And there's a lot of colour. What do you make of the colour behind you?
You know, I love colour. This is great. I'm looking forward to this.
Artists, your sitter is more familiar with breaststrokes rather than brush strokes, so let's hope we haven't thrown her in at the deep end. Please welcome 5 times Paralympic gold medal winner, Ellie Simmonds. Welcome.
Oh, thank you so
You're
much.
home for the day.
Yeah, I know. It's so exciting.
Now, your home must be wall-to-wall medals, because you've got 5 gold medals. How many world championships?
Quite a few. It's
10,
hard
I
to
think.
count. Yeah.
So is there room for a portrait?
Yeah, I know. They're normally at my parents', so it'd actually be quite nice to have a portrait and something a bit different I'm looking at.
OK. And what have you brought with you today?
So I've brought my diary. I love being organised, and this is a massive help for that.
Well, there you go. Have a fantastic day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Artists, it's time to find out whether all that practicing has paid off. You have 4 hours to complete your portrait. Your time starts now.
Are you comfortable?
Yes.
So we're all over you, Ellie, honestly.
Paparazzi style, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's great. Great, great, great.
Lovely. What's your favourite bit about your face?
I'm not particularly vain about my face.
I mean, do you know that you've got gorgeous ears?
Gorgeous ears, I know I've got big ears.
While the majority of today's artists concentrate on painting what is in front of them, one artist is keen to take a different approach.
How do you think, what the inspiration look like?
What does inspiration look like?
Yes.
For me, my great inspiration is life.
Life.
Yeah, I just love life. And when I talk about life, I mean the smallest insects. Life is amazing.
Okay, good.
Art lecturer Anastasia Rosser relocated to the UK from Russia to be with her husband. Her self-portrait in oil took 18 hours and is inspired by a taxidermy lynx owned by her friend. What are you looking for on your phone?
I lost a photograph of a mantis, praying mantis.
Why do you want a photograph of a praying mantis?
Because Benjamin said me that inspiration is an insect.
Ah, fantastic. So you're looking to incorporate praying mantis?
Yes, mantis, they are wonderful.
But also, like inspiration, they strike.
Yes.
Suddenly.
So you had no plan before you got here?
No, and really I scared that I wouldn't have any vision. But then when he told me about insect, it just came to me.
Great. You've got a beautiful canvas full of opportunity there. Good luck with it.
Thank you.
I'm getting on okay. I just wish my hands would be a little bit steadier. I'm used to painting in my bedroom on my own and taking regular tea breaks and annoying my housemates, but that's on my terms. This isn't. I have to do this, and I have 4 hours.
Rosie O'Mahony trained as a printmaker, but now focuses on painting commissions. Her self-portrait in oil took 9 days and captures her feeling homesick.
Rosie, what a beautiful start. It's got quite a romantic light quality to it, whereas your submission was more kind of fairy tale, tipping into a kind of infinite black mirror.
Yeah, it does, but Ellie's so light, and I wanted to capture that.
Your pencil drawing is not that detailed. Why is that?
I'm afraid of the pencil mixing with the paint and making it dark and muddying it. That's a nightmare.
Well, a beautiful start.
Thank you.
Lanceford, sorry, you're right in the really important bit of measuring out.
That's
and I
okay.
see there's a page with really complicated arithmetic on it. Is this how you approach a portrait?
Yeah, that works for me. It's all about the geometry around the maths. So if you get your geometry down, then your portrait will come into form quicker and more accurately.
Lanceford Brown is a civil servant who spends his spare time creating art. His self-portrait in watercolour pencil took 2 weeks to complete and is his first full-body portrait.
How do you find Jim as a model?
He's a good subject matter, yeah. Lots of interesting things happening. His hairline, his jacket. Yeah,
I know you like fabric. When you look at that jacket, does that look exciting?
It does. It does. It looks extremely exciting. Should have something really interesting that I hope Jim likes and I hope that I like at the end of it.
It's an intriguing start.
OK, that's good.
Marsha, you've got to be some confident artist to take on a full length in 4 hours.
It's because I did a lot of life drawing back at adult education, and the idea of having a full body just makes sense to me. And also, Ellie's an athlete, and I'd like to get the whole of her in.
Well, that's great, because Ellie really wants someone to capture a strong sense of her.
Marcia Patterson is a full-time carer for her adult son. Her oil self-portrait took 16 hours, and the direct gaze shows her determination to move forward in life.
I have to say, I mean, she's an incredible character.
Yes.
And how will you try and convey that in the portrait?
In her eyes.
OK.
She has got the most beautiful eyes.
So you're a great believer, are you, that likeness comes from the eyes as opposed to the mouth?
Absolutely.
But the eyes are going to be quite small here, given that you've got full scale. How are you going to give that power?
There is something glinting in that eye. I need to capture that. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do it.
OK.
Today's artists have been working diligently for 1 hour.
I'm quite satisfied with it, so I just need time to walk. I'm enjoying painting Benjamin. I think he will love the portrait.
I'm actually doing kind of everything but the face right now, because I think that all the colours around make the skin tones make sense. I can't see it yet, but there's not enough paint on it for me to make any massive judgments.
I'm looking forward to getting it to a entertaining, fun stage. At the moment, it's still the hard work, but I'm sure that something wonderful will happen at the end of the day.
Our 9 artists have spent 1 hour painting Paralympian Ellie Simmonds, poet Benjamin Zephaniah, and actor Jim Carter.
Do you do any drawing yourself?
I don't. When I was 60, I thought I'm going to try and do 60 things that I've never done before. So I signed up for a painting class. And like everyone who's looked at any abstract art, I thought, surely anyone can do that. Let's give it a go. And I couldn't enjoy it because I wanted to be good straight away, which is, I just kept getting crossed by my ineptitude. So, I mean, I'm fascinated to see what you all come up with. How long would you take to paint a portrait?
Usually pretty speedy, so I usually work to about 20 minutes, to be honest, or
20 minutes?
5 to 10.
What are you going to do with the rest of the time?
Ruby Scott Geddes is a speed sketcher at live events and took just 1 hour to complete this self-portrait, which is one of their first ever made in oils.
I have to say, Ruby, you look so at home. You're sitting here so comfortably relaxed. You've made 2? Have you made 3?
I've made 3. Well,
wow.
just, these are the sketches before.
OK.
My plan is to do multiple sketches and move around as much as I can and try and capture the sitter from lots of different angles so I can get a better likeness.
Seeing all 3 of them makes me realise that we are very different from each side of our face, aren't we, really?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're so used to two-dimensional images now. It's interesting the difference, I think, between drawing something from a photograph and then drawing it from life.
Well, all 3 of them are stunning.
Well, I'll have to choose one.
Patrick, you've got some very intense eyes there.
Yes.
Do you always start with the eyes?
Yeah, I do, to be honest. They're the hardest, so if I get out of the way, I can kind of move on and I feel like I've made a good start.
You've got to do the punishment bit first.
Yeah.
Patrick Morales-Lee joined us in 2020 when he drew actor Mirren Mack. His mixed media self-portrait took 3 days and shows the sense of discomfort felt by the country in the pandemic.
And what stage does the charcoal come in? Because at the moment you're working with the whole cluster of pencils there. It's almost like the charcoal, once you really feel the drawing's fixed?
Not necessarily. It's really the main features with the drawing are fixed, so I won't be doing any of the forehead, or I might do a little bit on the mouth, and then it's really, I just want to get a bit more struggle with the charcoal. The last time I was on the show, I went too far with the pencil and not enough with the charcoal, so I want to kind of risk it a bit more.
Well, enjoy it. I'm really excited to see the colour go on.
Owen, you've started putting in the very strong background colour. Now, your self-portrait is the reverse. It was all greys and then colour. Is this setup something you are happy painting?
Yeah, I just thought I'd put the background in so that I'm not rushing at the end to get the background in. I'm putting it in now, so I've got something to work off.
Owen Lennox taught art for over 30 years before retiring. His self-portrait in oil took 8 hours and features a tool he used many years ago when he was a ship's plumber.
Is Benjamin an easy likeness to get?
Yes.
Are you good at likeness?
Well, if it comes or it doesn't. So if you paint and draw what you see, you're going to get a likeness. He looked a bit stern, but it's a serious business, poetry.
I like the idea that you think poetry is serious business. Is painting serious business?
Yes, it's the truth.
To help our artists, Jim, Benjamin and Ellie have each brought along an object that's important to them.
Benjamin, talk me through this.
Well, this is one half of my Tai Chi suit. It's an amazing art. You're kind of developing a relationship with the earth. As you know, this world that we work in can be very stressful. This has got me through a lot.
And I would imagine that if you talk to the artists here today, they would say that in some ways, painting does that for them. Are you hoping that they incorporate it, or are you quite relaxed about what they come up with?
I'm quite relaxed, actually.
Great. I'll leave you to your vigil.
What is your special object?
But my special object, I brought this cricket bat, which is a Wilfred Rhodes cricket bat. And cricket's a great sport for keeping its history alive. It's a storyteller's game. And you and I could sit and watch a cricket match and natter away and then, watch a bit of play and then get back to our storytelling, or in your case, gin and tonic, Joan, you know, and enjoy the day together.
Well, it's a wonderful game and a beautiful object.
Good.
Now, this is something you use all the time?
Yeah, literally, it's by my side every single day, really.
When did you start using a diary?
Oh, yeah, many, many years. It's quite nice to have something to look back on and remember.
So it's got training schedules, like I was up at 4:30
yeah,
and in the
yeah,
pool,
literally.
how far you swam and everything?
Yeah, literally, and my sessions.
Well, so today was
Come
go to
here.
Battersea Arts Centre, sit for a portrait.
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty
and
good day.
I know, yeah, like, it's so nice just to sit here, isn't it?
I'm fortunate to have Jim as a sitter because he's got some gorgeous features. I initially had a smaller canvas and I've gone for one that's twice as big because Jim's such a presence. I think it would be important to reflect that in the size of his portraiture.
We first met Leanne Pearce in 2018 when she painted actor Robert Bathurst. Since then, she's become a full-time artist. Her self-portrait in oils took 3 days and is a commentary on the use of phones in daily life.
Leanne, I was fascinated by your use of colour in your self-portrait. You've got this lovely, delicate blue that suddenly appears around the edges. So the colour pops.
Yes.
But you're not doing that today.
I haven't got time to do that. I've struggled with this because I'm struggling with the reds. But I put this little cheeky friend in there, that little bit of blue. That made me feel loads better.
And why does that help you?
It's about balance. We'll do an analogy, but it's a bit random.
Go for it.
So you know when you have goat's cheese?
Yes.
And if you have it with, like, a balsamic something, it's very complimentary and it makes everything, like, feel easy. But if you go to, like, skin tony, traditional, it's too much goat's cheese.
OK, and you'll just get hotter, richer and richer and richer.
And you can't even...
Natalie, you just went for a certain brush. What decisions tell me what decisions you're making here.
I'm just trying to get some more accuracy in the proportions. So I started with very loose blocking of where things are positioned. And then I take a photograph and I put that into an app so I can flick between my original outline and then I can see where things are misaligned.
Natalie Williamson worked in art licensing before pursuing a career as an artist. Her self-portrait in oils took 16 hours and captures her taking a moment to herself during a hectic schedule.
Now, with your self-portrait, your face is rather romantic, and then there is a quite abstract background. Are you going to do the same here with maybe the shirt?
I'd like to get some kind of reference in, but I haven't got anything kind of coming to me at the moment, and I don't really want to just force it in. Plus, how behind I am, I don't know whether I'm actually going to get that far.
Well, look, I think it's full of feeling. There's very little there, in a good way. I'm sure you'll catch up. But there's a really lovely feeling there, so go and capture more of that.
OK, I'll try.
The artists are already 2 hours into today's challenge.
I've had to knock the background back into the head because the head was too wide. I think the likeness is there. I just don't need to lose it.
I'm pleased with my composition. I was pleased last time, though, and it kind of steered off to where I didn't want it to go. But, yeah, I think I've got the likeness, so hopefully we'll keep that as it moves forward.
I'm losing her and then getting her and losing her and getting her, and that's the hardest part. I think I need to stop with the face for a bit. I'm feeling slightly under pressure.
Today's artists have been painting actor Jim Carter, poet Benjamin Zephaniah, and Paralympic swimmer Ellie Simmonds for 2 hours.
Have you gone round and see what everyone else has done?
I have. Yeah, I did. I did that to myself.
I just want to go and have a look to be nosy.
It's really interesting, just everyone else's process.
Yeah.
And how they work and at what pace.
Yeah.
And it made me feel mixed emotions.
Yeah.
So halfway through, there's a quiet hum as the members of the public discuss the artworks. But the opinions that really matter here today are the three of you. What's your view so far on how we're getting on?
I think there's some really interesting work happening today. I've got very strong vibes for an excellent day.
OK, we'll start with Jim, who is, I think, being a very obliging, sensitive sitter.
Yeah, Jim's got such a characterful head. Every bit of his face tells a story about who he is. I think Leanne made some good decisions early on when she was wrestling with the orange tones in the background. And she picked a tiny little dot of blue to the side of the cheekbone. And as a consequence, she's got a fantastic likeness.
Ruby has been remarkably productive. 2 charcoal drawings, a pencil drawing. Are they spreading themselves too thin?
I love Ruby's energy, but they must have got enough information. And now it's time to put that into something coherent, I think.
Yeah.
Lanceford is a very calm and collected presence. Is that reflected in the work?
Yeah, I mean, Lanceford hasn't got an awful lot of detail in the face yet, but there's so much promise there, so I hope the likeness will improve this afternoon as he works more into the face.
Benjamin's a lovely presence, isn't he?
Yeah, there's a warmth emanating from him. And I don't know why, but his 3 artists are really struggling.
Bit worried about Natalie. Slow start. Is she pulling it back on track?
I think Natalie's got this inner demon undermining her all the way. Yeah. She just really needs to believe in herself.
Owen, is that working?
Yeah, I like what Owen's making. I like the way he puts paint down. I like the way he thinks about colour. It could be a really strong contender if he could just make it look more like him.
Anastasia's giving us a portrait of a praying mantis, which I believe Benjamin will also be in.
She set herself such a challenge, Anastasia. So I worry that she might have bitten off more than she can chew, but if she could pull it off, it could be wicked.
Having talked to her, I think she's capable of anything. Ellie is a glorious presence.
Mm-hmm. She's such a wonderful human being. I think that they're all responding to it very well.
Rosie, bag of nerves?
Oh, I missed that, because I think she seems to be getting on very well. I mean, she's producing a sort of French post-impressionist portrait, very delicate. As a portrait, it's just beautiful.
Patrick is a calm presence, giving us quite a beautiful-looking piece of work.
Yeah, I think with Patrick it's a time, but I think that the portrait could be really gorgeous because he laboured over Ellie's eyes, and you really get this kind young woman in the eyes, so I've got high hopes.
I think Marcia's composition is fantastic, but I'm worried about time. You know, she needs to crack on now.
Well, we could be in for quite a frantic finish today. There's a lot of people who are up against it time-wise, and one section needs to find Benjamin's button.
I'm a little bit apprehensive about them showing me portraits. People will say I'm colourful, I talk a lot, but actually, I always think of myself as a thinker, and if that can be captured on canvas, I'll be happy.
It seems like the artists have gone with my favourite colour, which is blue, and signifies a lot for me with water and how that's been a massive part of my life. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how they've used that colour and the different ways in which they've portrayed me in the portraits.
I can't imagine how they can paint a picture of me, somebody they don't know. These guys have got to make a decision about something they see in me. I've no idea what that will be. So I'm intrigued and prepared to be surprised by that.
With time marching on, our artists find themselves asking the familiar question, at what point should they stop?
Rosie, I see you've made some adjustments.
Yeah, I couldn't see it for a while, but I think it's coming back.
Once you capture a likeness, is there a danger of it sort of slipping away again?
Always. It comes and goes. You know, you make one stroke wrong or you make the eyelid too close, little things like that.
But then one could say, why don't you just leave it?
Because I want to feel like it's her.
Okay.
I want to look at it and think, OK, yeah, I've got something there. I don't know what that something necessarily is, but you know when you know.
You know when you...
You know when you know, but...
Patrick, I'm run over here because someone came dashing over to me and saying, Patrick's rubbing things out.
Kind of not rubbing stuff out, I'm kind of adding shadows and charcoal, but at the moment it looks like I've destroyed it. But I haven't.
You haven't had a fit and just gone,
no.
Ah.
No.
So why do it?
Because it sort of coheses for paint and for drawing together, and it's about trying to recognise which things work and what doesn't.
Is there an element of high risk in this manoeuvre?
Yeah, always a bit of danger, but, you know, you've got to be brave. And
danger is your middle name.
Yeah, well, It's Michael, but yeah.
OK.
Almost.
Ruby, you're really keeping us on our toes. You've been delivering these beautiful drawings, and in the last hour, a painting.
I just wanted to sort of show a lot of what I could do.
Yeah. Today, you can only submit one work. So are you going to wait till the 11th hour to make that decision?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Let's just wait to see
I'll
how
wait
this
and
goes.
I'll put them all next to each other at the end.
Excellent.
Thank you.
I'm not doing great for time. I took on too much, but that's fine. I wanted to do a whole body, and I did a whole body.
I thought I was happy when I started, but now I don't know. I think I just can't distinguish anything now.
Our artists are in the final throes of capturing Ellie Simmonds, Benjamin Zephaniah and Jim Carter.
How's it going, Leanne?
It's fine.
That's not overwhelmingly positive.
You know when you can't see it anymore and you don't know what you're doing?
Do you need to go away and take a break, have a cup of tea?
Yeah.
Lie down in the dark room with a flannel on your head?
All that.
Some harsh things that happened when I did my crazy charcoal stuff, so I just need to work on that a little bit and then just see how much time I've got left and get done. A bit nervous now, to be honest, yeah.
Slightly panicking. I don't think I'll have enough time to do a proper job of this, but yeah, I'll try and use every minute that I have left.
Artists, you have 5 minutes to go.
A painting's never finished. It's only abandoned. And when you go 4 hours, it's finished.
I'd love another day, but wouldn't we all? The likeness is close, but always in danger of losing. I'll be relieved very soon.
Artists, your time is up.
Put down your paintbrushes and stand away from your easels.
Very good.
After waiting patiently for 4 hours, it's now time for our sitters to choose which portrait to keep.
How's that?
It was all right, because it's fascinating to watch people at work and willing my 3 artists, because they're my artists now.
Yes.
Not those other 6 back there.
No.
Willing them to do well.
No, this is Team Jim.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Well, let's not put this moment off any longer then. Please, turn your easels.
Oh, my goodness, look at you. I had no idea what was going on behind that. Can I take a closer look at these?
Yes, let's go and have a look.
Yeah. The eyebrows are heroic, I have to say. I'm embarrassed to say I trimmed them the other day. That's me. I think you've done a fantastic job.
Thank you.
What was amazing to me, you didn't seem to be focused on the end product. You were just enjoying the process of it. And I want to say, Ruby, it's a competition. You've made me look quite noble, I think. No, it looks
very
like...
noble.
I don't know about that one. Fantastic. I completely recognise myself in there. I like that a lot.
Thank you, Lansford.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that little...
Yeah.
Come on.
Not so shy now, Lansford.
Thank you very much. So, Jim, this is the deal. You get one and one only to take home with you.
Well, it's impossible. How do you pick between 3 artists? But I think the one that I'm going to take is Leanne's.
Artists, turn round your easels.
Wow, wow. Wow. It's me, and it's me. How do they do that? That's magic. I love the vibrancy of this. I think it's captured me in thought. Because sitting on that chair, I think I went through a whole load of emotions. Beautiful. When I'm deep in thought, I'm the kind of person that stares into the distance, and she captured that really nicely. That's me shouting at the government. I mean, did you know that in martial arts and Tai Chi, we have stances called the praying mantis?
No.
Oh, yeah. This is beautiful. This is very colourful.
Now is the moment you have to choose.
Is that the rule? I mean, you do know that rules are made to be broken.
Not on this particular occasion.
OK. Because it represents how I'm feeling right now about the state of the world, I think I have to go with Anastasia.
Let's not put it off any longer. Can I ask you all, please, to turn your easels?
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's just, yeah, like, wow. I don't know what else to say. I'm just going to keep saying wow.
Yeah, well, that's fair enough.
I love how you've got my hair and the colours and the features as well. I think you've got that pretty well with the nose and the eyebrows. Yeah, I love it.
Thank you.
It's really, really interesting. It feels like abstracty in a different way. And the charcoal effect too as well.
Yeah.
You've caught that focus mode as well. I really, really like the way you've done that. Wow. I love like how there's the whole portrait of me, the different colours too, and the
But
chair.
also lovely having the book on your lap.
Yeah, I really like that.
A protective
as well.
hand on it,
Yeah,
like, stay away
oh,
from
yeah.
my book. Right, Ellie, which one of our three artists made the biggest splash?
Oh.
She's a swimmer.
You know, I love them all. I think, yeah, Rosie.
Rosie.
With the challenge over, our artists can take a breather, while our judges take a closer look at their work.
I think Marcia just didn't have enough time, but she has caught that energy and that vitality that Ellie communicates in such a gentle and sensitive way.
I do like this new direction Patrick's taking. I think this is a fabulous image, and I love that sort of watery blue shadow. It really is a nod to Ellie's life in the pool.
Rosie's given us a lovely impressionist painting. I don't know that the likeness is entirely perfect, but there's a lot of lovely passages of painting.
I had such high hopes of Lansford. I loved the way in which he'd placed Jim. I feel like he got an early version of a portrait down, and I don't think he reassessed it at any point.
I think it's fascinating because Ruby's given us what they think is the strongest artwork. I did love that painting. I love the beginnings of that little painting. That's always a problem if you come on the show and you do multiple works. We can't help but think of what we're not getting.
I think Leanne's got a phenomenal facility for likeness. I love the fact that we know Jim as a character actor, and here we have one of his characters, and it's a full-blooded performance. Anastasia's trying to make something very complicated. He's a poet holding forth, and the hands and the head in motion, and she's pulled it off. I love the way the paint's put on.
I feel like Natalie made some good decisions. She struggled to find Benjamin's likeness for a long time, and it wasn't until towards the end that she actually found it.
I think that Owen's really intelligent with colour, is if the colours are all buried and then they're excavated again. So you've got this push and pull between the surface and the kind of more complex depths. It's a really interesting painting.
Artists, thank you for your enthusiasm today and for your talent.
It's always a difficult decision, but the judges have arrived at their short list of three. The first artist is Rosie O'Mahony.
The second artist is Leanne Pearce.
The third artist to be shortlisted is Owen Lennox.
I'm feeling tired and exhilarated all at the same time. The positives I'll take away from this is the camaraderie with fellow artists. And Ellie, she was such a lovely character.
The judges take into account the artist's self-portraits to help with their final decision.
Now, it seems to me, judges, we have a very wide range of talent today.
We had a couple of artists who had a bit of a tough day, but they did put it back in the afternoon. They're amazing art artists.
So they were all struggling with Benjamin's likeness. Owen did find a likeness, but how good a likeness is it?
Owen's portrait of Benjamin made more sense when I sat down next to him. The likeness, it's not precise, but the construction of the head, I think, is very effective. When I look at it in relation to the self-portrait, I see the use of colour to construct form is fairly similar. Completely different palette. But, you know, that makes me feel good because I feel like Owen was directly responding to what was in front of him and did it well.
Rosie's likeness, again, is not quite there.
Rosie's likeness came and went today. It looked great at one point this afternoon. And then she went down into the clothing and she did the same kind of treatment where the light sort of bends the fabric in the submission, which I just love. She went back into the face and I don't know whether or not she should have, but it's a gorgeous little romantic painting.
Leanne's self-portrait is really connecting with us, and her portrait of Jim today, there's a real connected look there.
Yeah, and quite threatening in both. I mean, today's painting of Jim, having met him, he certainly didn't look like he was going to break my legs. And in this case, he really does want to do something to you. But Jim has a big presence to him.
So was she right to make it so big and so dominating?
I wouldn't say, I don't think it's necessarily dominating because there's a tenderness in the eyes still. It's just uncompromising. And I look at her submission, and it's really interesting seeing the two of them together because it's a really interesting dynamic that she sets up between the painting and the viewer.
Well, you've chosen three, you now have to choose one. Is that going to be tough?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's always interesting looking at them again next to their self-portraits because you think you might have a dead cert and then suddenly things move.
Owen, Rosie, Leanne, congratulations on getting through to the shortlist. However, only one of you can go through to the semi-final.
The artist that the judges have selected produced a convincing portrait with a distinctive style. That artist is... Owen Lennox.
The scream. I'm feeling very good, ecstatic, in fact. I only came here for a day, I didn't expect to win.
I absolutely loved Owen's portrait of Benjamin. It was incredible. I mean, totally deserves it, and I'm delighted for him.
I'm really pleased for Owen. I'm glad he got through, and he did a beautiful painting.
I just love Owen. I love his approach to painting. I love how relaxed he is. He found something distinctive about Benjamin that he then conveyed into the character of that head. And I think that's his secret. And I want to see more of that in the semi-final.
The semi-final, I will try and do the same as I did here and just come and enjoy myself, really.